Somewhere in Britain, a document exists that almost no one has ever seen. Not a journalist, not a historian, not even most of the royal family. Queen Elizabeth II's personal will. For years it stayed completely out of reach. Then headlines claimed it had leaked, and that Prince Harry was at the center of what it revealed. Here's what almost none of those headlines mention. There's already a real, confirmed answer about how royal wills get handled. And it's stranger and more interesting than any of the rumors. Stay with me, because the true story here isn't a leak. It's something a judge actually said on the record that almost nobody's heard. Let's start with what's solid. Confirmed. Elizabeth died on the 8th of September, 2022, and Charles became king the instant she did. Confirmed. Her personal will has never been made public. Reported and only reported. Online claims that it leaked, or that it reveals something about Harry. Not established anywhere. Any of it. No court record, no palace statement, no verified leak. What's being sold as a secret coming out is, right now, a rumor with no visible source. But here's the part of this story that's actually true. In September 2021, a real court case quietly answered a question the public had been asking for generations. When Prince Philip died, his will went before the High Court, the same as any citizens would. And in a rare public ruling, Judge Sir Andrew McFarlane confirmed something extraordinary. The document would stay closed to the public for 90 years, not indefinitely, not by accident. 90 years ordered on the record. That's not speculation. That's history. And it's the closest thing to a real answer this mystery has ever had. The judge didn't hide his reasoning. He explained that the sovereign holds a unique constitutional position, and that protecting the dignity of the monarch justified keeping the document out of public view. It's one of the only times in modern history a court has explained, openly, exactly why these papers disappear from the record. Think about what that actually means. The mystery everyone keeps trying to solve with rumors about leaks and secret beneficiaries already has a documented answer. These documents aren't hidden through gossip or conspiracy. They're kept private through a specific process, one a judge stood up and defended in open court less than a year before Elizabeth herself died. So when a headline claims her will leaked, here's exactly what that claim is up against. A legal system that had just publicly demonstrated how seriously it protects these records. If Philip's will could stay closed for 90 years with a judge's own public justification, the idea that Elizabeth simply slipped onto the internet, no court record, no statement, no named source, doesn't just lack evidence. It runs directly against everything we now know about how this actually works. That's the real reveal here. Not a secret inheritance. A confirmed system built specifically to make one nearly impossible. So why did the Harry rumor spread anyway? Partly because the public constantly merges two ideas that are legally separate. The crown jewels, the crown estate, official residences, none of that passes through anyone's personal will. It belongs to the office of the sovereign, governed by constitutional rule. What can be handled privately is different. Personal belongings, investments, individual assets. Charles didn't inherit the throne through paperwork. He inherited it the instant his mother died. Harry's decision to step back from royal duties in 2020 added fuel to a fire that had nothing to do with money. For a lot of observers, inheritance questions quietly merged with a completely separate conversation about his relationship with the institution. Constitutional experts have pushed back on that repeatedly. A person's public role and their private legal inheritance follow entirely different rules. They don't move together just because a headline links them. And there's a simpler reason worth naming, honestly. Harry sells attention right now like almost nobody else in this family. Sympathetic coverage, critical coverage. His name reliably outperforms other royal stories either way. That doesn't make this specific claim true. It explains exactly why an unverified rumor about him would travel faster than the same rumor attached to almost anyone else. Picture the actual mechanics of it for a second. Somewhere, a single anonymous post claims a document leaked. No image, no quote, no name attached to the claim. Within hours, it's a headline. Within a day, it's a video, then 10 videos, then 100, each one repeating the last with a little more confidence than the one before it. Nobody in that chain checked the original claim. They just checked whether it was already trending, and by the time it reached you, it looked like established fact instead of a single unverified post that started the whole thing. That's not a Harry story. That's how almost every unverified royal rumor is built. Here's the part that should genuinely bother anyone who cares about getting this right. A headline saying, "Royal wills are protected by a documented legal process," doesn't spread the way leaked does, even though the first one is true and the second one isn't. That gap between what's accurate and what goes viral is exactly why stories like this keep resurfacing. So, where does the evidence actually land? Confirmed. Royal wills go through a specific, judicially defended process. Philip's case proved that beyond doubt. Confirmed. Elizabeth's will remains private, consistent with that same process. Not confirmed anywhere, a leak or any inheritance revelation involving Harry. The headline promised a secret coming out. What actually came out, months earlier and almost unnoticed, was something more revealing. A judge explaining, in his own words, exactly why secrets like that one are built to stay closed. Maybe that's the real story underneath the sensational one. This was never really about money, or Harry specifically. It's about a legal system quietly doing what it was designed to do, while rumors outside it move at a completely different speed, unconstrained by evidence, because they never needed any to spread in the first place. There's something almost moving about that, if you sit with it for a second. Elizabeth spent 70 years being watched by the entire world, and the one thing she managed to keep entirely her own, a single, private document, is still hers, months after her death, protected by exactly the kind of quiet institutional discipline she was known for her whole life. No leak has touched it. No headline has actually opened it. In an age where almost nothing stays private, that's not nothing. It might be the most honest tribute this story has produced, and it didn't need a single unverified claim to get there. Historians describe her defining legacy the same way, consistently. Not private wealth, but stability built through decades of consistency, rather than dramatic gestures. Charles inherited the real weight the moment she died, head of state, supreme governor of the Church of England, a role built into the office itself, untouched by anything a will could contain. William's growing role follows that same pattern: charitable leadership, constitutional duties, the kind of gradual preparation historians call generational learning, not sudden authority. Each future monarch inherits the accumulated judgment of the one before them, not just a title. Catherine's public work tells a quieter version of the same story. Years spent on early childhood development and mental health, built through consistency rather than a single headline moment. None of it needs a leaked document to matter. It's already on the record in plain sight for anyone willing to look past the rumor for it. Most people asking about this will never see that document, verified or not. What they're really asking is simpler. Who does the monarchy trust to carry its story forward? A sealed page was never going to answer that. 70 years of public conduct already has. So here's what I want to know. Now that you know these wills are protected by an actual court process, not secrecy or scandal, does that change how you read the next headline claiming one has leaked? If you want royal coverage that checks the claim before repeating it, subscribe. The real story was never the leak. It's how close we all came to believing one that never happened.